Hey guys, Grey Goose makes me loose. Piggy here. I just slammed down an entire bottle of Grey Goose vodka before I did this tutorial, because that makes me cool. That's a joke. I don't drink. Drinking is bad for you, and you shouldn't drink. Hashtag straight edge for the win, bitch. What am I, a tool? Am I a bag of tools? Am I a tool inside of a drawer that you forgot? Am I a tool in a area designated for tools? So today I'm going to show you guys a card trick that I think you guys are going to enjoy very much so. It's going to be using these Peeler's playing cards because they're honestly probably really among my favorite cards, and it's a shame that they're not making more because I like bananas. So here we go. So the card trick here is that we take a deck of cards, an ordinary deck, and we're just gonna we give it to the spectator for them to shuffle. We take the deck back and we say, sir or ma'am, I'm really not sure. What I want you to do is I want you to name any card in the entire deck. Go ahead and do that right now. Let's say they happen to say the 8 of hearts. You go, what? Did you say 8 of hearts? I want you to remember before we started, I took this deck, right? After you shuffled it, you mixed it. I went in here, I looked for one particular card, and I want you to remember that I placed that card inside of my pocket. Now look, my hand's empty. Don't want you to think that I'm using these magical methods of hiding cards in my palm like I'm some sort of scrub. But remember, there was one card in my pocket. You named any card. What was the card you named? 8 of hearts? That's exactly it. Oh boy. No, it's actually I didn't mean to. It's actually the 8 of hearts out of my pocket. So when are you gonna give me the when are you gonna give me the body? When are you gonna give me the body? That's what I want to know. When are you gonna give me it?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one. Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
Oh, you're still here. Boy, man, if you guys really want to learn that card trick, you guys should totally subscribe and like this video. And as a matter of fact, this trick involves a little bit of a hot technique known as palming. That's right, you're going to have to hide a card in your palm for this particular technique. And it just so happens that I put a lesson on palming on Patreon. If you look at the link in the description below, you could have a whole access to a whole amalgam of stuff. But one of those is a little bit of a lesson on palming. I show you 3 palms there, so you should totally check that out if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. Thank you for that hot support. So as far as this trick is concerned, it's a very easy trick. I say you need to know how to palm, but really the misdirection is pretty strong to the point where you could literally do this and it's gonna be fine. So don't worry about, oh man, I have to palm a card. My hand's too small. Bitch, look at these hands, man. You think these hands are big? You think these hands are big? They barely fit around a Coke can. And I could still do palms. I could still have a card hidden in my palm without the spectator knowing. It's all about managing your angle. It's all about managing tension. So don't give me that my hand's too small garbage in here. I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna do some dirty things to you. All right, you understand me? All right, so for this trick, you're gonna give the deck to the spectator. You're gonna take the deck back, and it's a very simple, easy thing to do, to just spread through. So what I do is that I just take my best guess as to the card the spectator might name, right? So in this case, you look like a 6 because you are a T6i right now. You're a Canon T6i with the worst autofocus in the history of focusing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So right now you're 6. So what I do is that I'll take the 6 and I'll put it inside of my pocket, and then I'll give the deck to the spectator to shuffle again, just to make sure that they remember this idea, that they mixed the cards and that I barely touched them. That's kind of the idea you want to instill on them, even though that's not what's happening. You want to alter their memory in that sort of way. So now what you do is that you have them name any card in the deck. And also this takes a little bit of time away from you putting the card in your pocket and gives a little bit of a buffer area so that they don't have the ability to recall things. Not only because you've orchestrated it that way, but also because they're mentally. So for this, you're gonna have them name any card in the deck after you take the deck back. So let's say they name again the 8 of Hearts. You're gonna go, what? 8 of Hearts? Are you serious right now? I want you to remember, before we did anything, I took a card from this deck. I looked through this deck, and what I'm doing is that I'm looking for the card next to the 8 of Hearts. So in this case, it's the 9 of Spades. So we see we have the 8 of Hearts over here, right here, right? And we have the 9 of Spades next to it. So I'm just gonna cut this 9 of Spades to the face, which cuts the 8 of Hearts to the top of the deck, ready to be palmed. And I took one card and I put it inside of my pocket. That's kind of nuts because my hand's empty, sir. Of course, all this is done is place that 8 of Hearts on top of the deck. So one more time, you're gonna go through the deck as you're reiterating this point to the spectator. What? No way. Remember that I took out one card from this deck, sir. I put it inside of my pocket, and I didn't say anything to you, right? I just did it. But here's the crazy part. My hand's empty. You're gonna reach into your pocket. You're gonna take out the card that you put in your pocket. If they happen to have named this card, by the way, and they said 6 of Clubs, you ham it up and you go, damn, I want you to remember I put one card in my pocket and it happens to be the 6 of Clubs. And at that point, they make babies with you. However, if that's not the case, which is gonna be it's gonna be 51 out of 52 times. Well then what you need to do is this method right here that I'm telling you. But here, you're gonna reach into your pocket, you're gonna show the back of this card, you're gonna ask them one more time, wait, what was the card you named again? 8 of Hearts, that's exactly it. And you're gonna put it right back in your pocket. Now what that allows you to do is put the deck in position, ready for whatever palm you want to do. Now my favorite palm happens to be the one-handed palm, which is a way of getting the card in your palm with one hand. Now I do go over that in that lesson, so you guys might want to check that out for more information. But again, whatever palm you want to do at this point, you could do it. Honestly, all the heat's going to be off. You have an offbeat. This is the famous offbeat that magicians talk about, because here there's tension, tension, tension. Wait, what was the card you named? 8 of Hearts? Oh man. Yep, that's exactly it. And there's a release. During that release, you could do anything you want. You could grab this card, you could put it in your palm, and then you're gonna be good to go. So whatever palm you wanna do at this point, you could do the two-handed palm technique as you're scoring up the deck. Whatever it is that you need to do to get this card into palm is what you do. So ultimately, you have all the misdirection here in the world. You say, no, really. I had one card in my pocket, and it's the 8 of Hearts. So I'm really glad that you named them, sir. I'm sure now we've established more of a connection. So please go home with me. Please go home with me. So that's a trick. You are left with a card in your pocket, right? But from that, you could go into many different routines. Greg Wilson has an amazing card to pocket routine that you guys should look into. David Williamson has a cards to pocket. James Brown, not the singer, the magician, who's a white sort of British dude, kind of opposite of the original James Brown. He has another wonderful card to pocket. So they have all these routines that start with a card in your pocket. The classic Carlisle card to pocket starts with a card in your pocket from Stars of Magic, so you could look into that. But ultimately now you have a method of having a named card appear in your pocket with heavy misdirection. So you guys that are worried about palms and having cards in your palm shouldn't necessarily be worried with this method, because you are doing it on the offbeat. So don't give me that. So that's the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Very easy to do, very simple sort of way of establishing a connection with the spectator, right? If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to do all the things that people do. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to use a novelty coffee cup this oversized one, this I Heart Dad Lego one, this Freudian sip coffee mug, this one that says that you rock in the same font that The Rock uses, but it's tiny. Yeah.
When I see you again, 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 when I see you again.